Hi everybody, this is Bonnie from bonniescreativeplace.stampinup.net, and today I'm coming to you with this really cute, fun, it could be a spring, could be an Easter card, could be a May Day card, whatever, but I absolutely love it and I just wanted to share it with you today. So the stamp sets that we're going to be using and stuff with this set is Wildly Happy. I think sometimes this gets forgotten in the catalog, and there's so many cute little animals in there, and this definitely could be used for baby shower, anybody that loves, or a mom-to-be or anything like that card. But also I think this can be used at like springtime, because the saying that I'm going to be using is, may new life of spring bring you joy. And it is so true, because we have new life coming every spring, whether it's flowers, whether it's animals. They've been hibernating and they're getting ready to have their babies, and bunnies will be hopping all over. So I decided I wanted to use this stamp set. So we're going to be using this stamp set here. And the saying for this stamp set comes out of Springtime Joy. And this is in our little mini catalog, so I'm going to be using the saying from right there. And then I am going to be using our Stitch Whimsical dies, and I'm going to be using the larger one. And then I'm also going to be using our Stitched Framelit dies, and I'm going to be using one of the ovals, and these are kind of a mess. Okay, it's the second largest, so it's not the largest, it's the second largest oval die that I'll be using. So let's get these things out of our way. I do want to let you know a little bit of stuff on some Stampin' Up! News. This chick stuff is still available. It'll be in the catalog up until it's still available. It says till June, so it's still available to June. So if you'd like any of that, you can grab on over and jump on that. If you order anything from me in the month of March, you can get the Creative Cardiology Team's March Butterfly Card Tutorial for free. Any order, does not matter. I email this to you, and this has to do with this bundle right here, the Butterfly Brilliancy bundle that just came out March 3rd. And you guys can get this bundle, anything you want of it. I am told that the paper will not be carrying over, so if you would like the paper, you want to get that now, but everything else will be carrying over. Okay, so let's get started on this card. So for this card, we need a base card that is 8.5 by 5.5 and is scored at 4 1/4. We need a piece of DSP. Now this is just the neutral colors paper. They create every year. Stampin' Up! Makes some 6x6 neutral color paper packs. And this is probably an old pack. They just change up the design, but the color is the same. You can use any of the colors in there. I'm just trying to use up some of my colors that I have. So if you happen to have this one, you can use it. But other designs will work perfectly fine the same with this. And so this, I mean, you could use the stripes, you could use the polka dots, whatever you choose. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. And that is in the Crumb Cake DSP. And then we just need a scrap piece to do our stamping. And then I have a little piece of a triangle here that is, I can measure the paper. This is 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. That's what that piece will be after you punch it out. Then it'll be a little shorter. And then I just have a piece that is 1 inch by 2 1/2, and that will be a little bit shorter also once I punch it out. So we'll be doing that. And then we have some linen thread. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the big guy down here, and we're going to get some of our one whimsical. We'll do the whimsical die first, and then we'll come back and we'll do the other little character that we have to do. So we have platform 1, platform 2, platform 3. Then we got to put our DSP paper down on here, and then I've got to reach around this and get the die. Then we're going to get the whimsical die, and this just fits on here just enough. Now this whimsical die does not cut the paper, it just leaves the stitch marks in the paper. And I don't know if the camera was picking it up, but I'm going to add a little bit of my tape down so that it keeps it in place, just so it does not move. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crank this through. So, and then I'll give you a look at it. Okay. And that is, I don't know if the camera is picking it up at all. I'm trying to get it to, but there's little stitched dies. Yeah, there you go. It's a little stitched and it's all the way around it, and it just looks really, makes your card pop. So that's a wonderful little die to be using right there. Then I'm going to grab the crumb cake sponge and the crumb cake ink. Oh, it's down here now. I moved some of my inks around. Okay. And we're going to sponge all around this little card. And okay. There we go. We got that all done. And then, oops, I need to leave this out. And then with our scrap piece of paper here, we're going to bring in our little bunnies. And we're going to stamp them. And I did that in crumb cake to kind of keep it all soft. I thought that it looked really nice that way. Keep it all kind of a soft tone. So I stamped them down. And then I'm also going to bring in our piece of scrap paper that I have here. And I'm going to bring this in. And I'm going to stamp this down in the center. Just like that. And I also did that in the crumb cake. Then I'm going to bring in the banner builder punch like this. And I just stuck this in the bottom, kind of trying to line it up. I didn't go like, I'll show you. I went right about there. Any of the builder punches that you have that make the flag ends will work. And I punched it out, and that one came out just a tad bit crooked. So I am going to, maybe I can fix it with my scissors. I should have put a piece of Post-it note in there. That's a little better. Let me see if it'll line up with this. It does. It lines up good. So there we go. I just had to trim it a little bit. Then we'll take our adhesive here, bring in our mat, and we'll put some adhesive on the back of this. And I'm just going to line this up in the center, kind of leaving a little bit here on the bottom, being mindful that I want my piece to stay on the top too there. And then I'm just going to cut that right off the top so it looks just like that. And I'm just going to set that aside for now. Then we are going to bring in a piece of scrap paper that I have here, and we're going to do some coloring. The blends I am going to be using are Crumb Cake Light and Dark, Petal Pink Light, and Smoky Slate Light. So I'm just going to color it all in with yellow, with the light like I normally do. Then I'm going to go over it with the dark, and in certain spots, and then I'm going to add the petal pink for the ears, and then I'll add the smoky slate underneath because I'll be fast forwarding this. So now we're going to take the Scalp Circle oval frame number 2, and I'm just going to sit it down here like this, and we're going to bring in the little guy this time, and we are going to cut this out. So with the little guy, we need platform 1, we need platform 2, and then we need our paper and our die, and we will need our little bit of tape here on it, and then I just put platform 2 on top. You off-center them so that it cranks through a lot easier on the die, but the little one is lighter. I want to tell you guys that, so it will move around, which that can be frustrating to some people, but I guess the more you use it, the easier it gets, and the more you get used to your machine. So that's what I always say. Okay, then we punch this out, and we have this cute little stitched edge all the way around it, which is absolutely adorable. I just love it. Okay, so now we could start putting this card together. So we're going to bring in our piece of Whisper White here that is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to fold this right in half, just like that. Use your bone folder to help keep it nice and flat so it don't pop up for when you're working on it. And before we stick this down, I want to add a little bit of adhesive on about the center of these. My goodness, yeah. And then I have my little ribbon that I'm going to use, and I'm going to attach it to here. Well, I'm going to go in this way around, yeah. So I'm going to start on this side, and I'm just going around a couple times. Doesn't matter, and I'm trying to keep it so that it's not too tight, because you don't want it too tight. You want to be able to want your cardstock to lay flat, but it is going to try to roll up because it is a piece of DSP and not a piece of cardstock. So now we're just going to add snail all the way around it and all our spots. That I think this is almost running out. Yep, it's going to go on me here soon. And then we're going to place this right on top of this card, just like that. You can make your thing down farther so that it's under. It could be however you want it to be. It's whatever you want. Okay, so we have that right there. Then I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put a few on the back of this. I like to put one up on the top and bottom, and one on each side because of the little ribbon and or twine. This way I make sure I got it where I want it covered. And I'm going to move this down because I like my little knot like underneath, and it keeps this kind of separated like so. And then it can go back together if it wants. Oh, that's too There we go. There we go. So now we can add this piece, and I did not pop this piece up or anything. I just left it flat. And I put this piece right to the edge of the DSP paper. Like that. See, this still has to go down some. I'll probably fix this later. Well, there you go. I guess I did all right. Then I went ahead and I took these really cute butterfly gems that we have. This is of the In Colors that are in the catalog. And I am going to use these ones right here that are of the Roko Rose. And they are so cute. I absolutely love them. I didn't order these. My upline sent these to me as a little gift for my sales and stuff, and I hadn't played with them until just now, and so I hadn't seen them, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I love all the colors. I'm not sure what I'd use the green for though, but I guess that would be pretty, some green butterflies. So then I took my famous black pen that I like, and I just added little dots to the card here and there. I didn't really have any particular just to make look like it was flying around there. And that's all I did to this card, everybody. That's it. And that's a really great way for new life, new beginning, and everything in spring. It says it's coming. If you'd hit the subscribe button in the little corner, the little pink square, and like, subscribe, share, all the good stuff, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.